welcome back to, what a way to start part 2 of the 97-98 season with me, Tom Parry, the Athletics' Tim Spears, hello.
Good afternoon.
And club commentator Mickey Burrows.
Hello there.
And yeah, what a way to start. I think so. Wolves are currently in 6th, the first game of the year, a stonker to Norwich.
21 minutes. And it all came from
Steve Bull's injured at this time. If anyone's looking and kind of going, where is he? And the club currently has 17 different strikers on the books.
Most of them on loan and about to leave the club.
If you're just here to see the 4-2 against Bury, that was in the first half.
Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of people to that.
There it is, the funky chicken.
I feel like chicken tonight.
Another crate of jars heading to Don Goodman's house.
His 4th of this season. It's Wolves 2, Norwich City 0, and Wolves on the rampage.
So Goodman's in a bit of a purple patch at the moment, isn't he? He's had a decent run of scoring since Bully got injured.
This was his last season as well. I remember him leaving. Do you remember him leaving? He went to Japan.
Yeah. It didn't last long though, did he?
Season. No, he came back and then he decided that Warsaw was preferable to Japan.
Can't get chicken tonight in Japan.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Chicken teriyaki tonight.
Oh wow, Dougie.
It's a great goal.
And Wolves are romping away with it. Friedman's 6th goal of the season. A brilliant turn. A great finish. The ball bouncing over Brian Gunn. And we'll see it again.
I'd like to think that when Mark McGee was watching this 5-0 demolition of Norwich with Friedman and Goodman on the score sheet, he thought, do you know what this team needs? Steve Claridge.
Too many shin pads in this team. We need someone who has got no regard for shin pads whatsoever.
Well, as we saw in part 1, Robbie Keane scored 2 on debut and he immediately went out and signed Mixu Patalainen. And then they lost a couple of games and he thought, Dougie Friedman I think would change this round. What about a defender, Mark? No. Maybe buy a new left back. Steve Froggatt's having to fill in and we've got a 17-year-old lean. No.
No.
Classic ball this, but look at the space he's given again. Goodman swings
If
it
Steve Bull
across.
gets injured, I'm going to need these guys.
And Norwich City are undone again. Picked up by
What I admire about Norwich is that
Daly.
they never have a normal white away kit.
There's a great cross.
It's always a horrendous colour. They had garish red one year as well.
Cross from
And
Tony
it's just
Daly.
terrible.
Yeah, is that Tony Daly?
Who used to dance around
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot he was still there.
of ease. And he's still got that pace look. Beating a
He still had that pace.
23-year-old and getting in a glorious cross, which Matt Jackson is happy to see go behind for the corner. Jumping
Incredible.
and There's his hat-trick.
I love that they had to show how that corner was won just to get Tony Daly on the season review.
First team squad is massive at this point though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, ridiculous. You've got like Atkins, Ferguson, Corica and Osborne, Robinson. That's your midfielders. Sedgley, Curl, Richards, A.D. Williams.
Because they'd sold Emblem in the summer, right?
Yeah, that was a swap deal for Friedman, I think.
It's 5
Jointly.
goals to 0.
As a striker, you have to be on your toes 90 minutes. Your chance could come the first minute or 8.
Because one of our guys in the office that knows all about this stuff sent me through some notes. And they include Chris and Matthew Clark became the first twins to sign for Wolves in June 1997.
The Clark brothers.
Rachel Hayhoe-Flint becomes the first woman to be elected onto Wolves' board of directors in this season.
Rachel. That's nice.
Yeah, Neil Emblem's sold to Palace for a club record £2 million fee.
It's the start of the cup run.
Robinson challenges. Freedman! Dougie Freedman gives Wolves the lead. Lovely right.
Dougie Freedman looking like a very good signing right now.
He runs away to the small Wolves contingent here at Feetham's.
He's on the pitch.
He's on the pitch. Someone lobbed a handful of newspaper torn up there. Always a real treat. Did you ever do that? I can still remember being on an away day coach. I think it was to Chelsea in the cup, ripping up newspapers and putting them into a carrier bag so that we could lob them in the air on kick-off.
For no reason.
Great way to spend the coach journey. Oh!
That's two. Mixu Patalainen has the easiest of chances.
Oh, Patalainen. Wada.
The Darlington keeper made a complete mess.
It's good to see.
Of the head back.
Yeah, Darlington, take that.
Mickey Stahl launches one into the night sky. And really, Mixu Patalainen only chasing this back to make sure the keeper picks it up. Surely he shouldn't be scoring a goal from there. But he has, and he's given Wolves a second. Atkins gives it to Ferguson. Now then, Freedman lays it to the pass of Ferguson.
Oh, what a move. Brilliant.
New contender for worst pitch of the season?
Yeah, maybe.
Lovely run from the middle of the park by
Darren.
Ferguson.
What was that?
I was waiting for a flap of the wings, but the chicken could have progressed into a chicken.
Look easy at Feetham's. It hasn't always been so. Darlington have put in a good performance, but Darren Ferguson gets the third goal for Wolves, and that really ought to be good night, Darlington. Muscat down the right-hand side.
Oh, a little turn of pace there from Muscat.
We'll pick out Patalainen. Well, that's it now. 4 goals for Wolves, 2 for Mixu Patalainen.
It has got to be hard for Darren Ferguson, like being a footballer and having Sir Alex as your dad. You kind of think it must have been so hard to get a compliment out of him. In my head, like, you know, in your head, you imagine like ringing up. You're gonna get on the phone and be like, "Dad, I scored." Darlington. Yeah, like it must have been so hard, so hard.
Promotion rivals Sheffield United claim 3 priceless points, but Marcello lands the only goal at the end of the first half.
Stephen Froggatt with the corner. Richards.
Dino.
Richards gives Wolves the lead. What a well-worked corner that was.
So is it the end of this season that he goes?
No, it was the next season.
Whips in the corner. Mixu Patalainen
On a free to Southampton.
there's Dean Richards to apply the finish and give Wolves the lead.
Dino.
in this FA Cup fourth round.
What a player.
What a player.
Jones levels it.
I still
He just
remember
used
that
to,
day, just after he passed away, and we played Spurs in the Premier League.
Oh gosh,
Kind of representatives from all his former clubs turned up, and it genuinely was like kind of goosebumps type thing.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there. I remember a couple of ex-managers and James Beattie, Ledley King. He was an incredible player. I'd never seen anything like him when he first came in. He just used to glide out of defence, which wasn't really the done thing back then.
No, he was ahead of his time, wasn't he? It's true. He's right up there for me. Like, you know, he's top 5 players I've ever seen in a Wolves shirt. He was just different class.
Best defender. Is there any other defenders in that top 5?
Him and Lescott would be the best two that I've seen.
It. They're the two.
But the promotion bandwagon starts to go off track
Oh,
at home to
man.
derby rivals West Brom.
Will challenge for this one against Dean Richards. Butler to Kilban.
Camera keeping a respectful distance for this result as well.
Now Hamilton. Great stop. But Hunter.
No.
Albion
No,
have the lead
no,
through
no.
Andy Hunt.
Andy Hunt, but he was called something different that day on the South Bank.
Still in the top 6 and dreaming of the road to Wembley.
Trying to play it through into space. Freeman getting in there. The goalkeeper got a touch. That's a penalty. Oh, that is absolutely stupid goalkeeping. You've never seen anything like it.
Stupid goal. Oh, look at those curtains. That is a great hairstyle. That's classic late 90s.
Keeper looks like he's just heard the commentator call him stupid there. It's like, oh, hang on, mate. Forgot that Keith Curl was on Pennos as well.
Beautifully slotted home. Bottom right-hand corner. Keith Curl's second goal of the season.
As I mentioned in the first part, I was going to say the late great Andy Thompson, because of our reaction in part 1. Tomo had obviously gone, and therefore penalty duties had to go to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have thought it was a natural choice. Oh, it's a great header.
Lee Naylor. Amazing.
When we talked about this kit in part 1, we didn't mention enough about the plunging neckline.
It is an extremely plunging neckline. Like, already several times this season, you've seen it slip off Robbie Keane's shoulder when he celebrated his goal. Like, it barely stays on his frame.
Flag stays down, and Friedman had for a moment the freedom of this left wing. Plays a good ball in, a chance here, it's there! Turned in by the goalkeeper.
Awful defending again.
Oh my word,
Awful.
was sloppy goalkeeping again.
Always blaming the goalkeeper.
Speaking of Keith Curl, I don't know if it might have been this season. We went for food in a pub just outside of town.
What, you and Keith
Mike's-
Curl?
No, that'd have been a better story. We saw Keith Stirl and Mike Stowell having a pint together. So me and my brother went over and asked for a photo.
Smash it straight down the middle. So I thought, well, that's what Don would do, so I've got to place it.
Sadly, Wolves can't repeat
Took the
their cup
photo,
success in the
and it was only when we had it developed 2 weeks later that my mum noticed there was a packet of Silk Cut cigarettes on the table between them. My mum was livid. She was like, one of them smokes, and they shouldn't smoke. It's a bad example to the kids. And we never worked out whose packet of cigarettes it was, but from that day, my mum had a problem with either Mike Stowell or Keith Curl smoking, and it being a bad example to me and my brother that you could be a professional footballer and still smoke.
And I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't score goals, you don't win football matches. And in the first half, we created enough.
If you don't score
chances,
football,
I
you don't
think,
win
to
football
win a couple
matches.
of games.
That's what he nearly said.
But didn't take any of them, and you expect it.
It's classic football philosophy there for Mark McGee. I'm a great believer that you have to score goals to win football matches.
Call me old-fashioned.
Oh, he was ahead of his time, wasn't he?
Oh, by the way, when we did 02-03, played Wimbledon away, and there was like 500 people there.
Yeah.
Look at the difference at this point.
Yeah, they were still a Premier League team at this point, I think. Must have been.
Robinson, Patalainen, levels the score.
He scored a few in this cup run, I seem to remember, Mixu.
I'm not too sure that was the cleanest of strikes from him.
I can't believe you were taking the mickey out of him so much in part 1. You are bang out of order.
The shot come cross and Mixu Patalainen. Well, he gets something.
He shut me up with his blistering pace, though. A few of those goals he scored.
The home match with Bradford marks a long-awaited return of Steve Bull. Back from injury and gunning for the 300th goal of his Wolves career, Bull starts on the bench. It turns out to be a dream comeback.
Number
for the record-breaking
12.
marksman.
Dimson with the corner. Robinson. Oh, what a finish!
Don't mind that.
Carl Robinson to give Wolves the lead.
That's outrageous.
Walsh beaten all
Didn't know he had it in him.
Neves.
Carl
Neves.
Robinson finds something very, very special indeed.
That's what they said when Neves came in. He was the natural heir to Carl Robinson.
Finally, we filled Carl Robinson's shirt.
Well, he did say that himself, to be fair.
He said, "I know I've got a lot to live up to," he said in his limited English.
It's where we had it translated, it was fine. He said it in Portuguese. It was just I was taken aback at the time. It was Portuguese words followed by Carl Robinson.
In the style of like that guy from, what was it, Harry Enfield. Donde está? Carl Robinson.
Oh, I'd have loved that.
Oh, here he is. There was no man that could galvanise Wolves fans like him. Do you remember when about 10,000 turned up to a reserve game? I don't know if that was around this time, because he was back from injury.
Yeah, I bet it would have been. Yeah. Incredible.
There it is.
Oh, that is number 300 for Steve Ball. 300 goals in a Wolves shirt. Mine's a pint
So that is a great bit of trivia then, isn't it, really? That when he broke the 300 mark, he was wearing number 12.
There's the good year top. What a good year.
And what an opportune moment for him to grab it right in the 89th minute.
Bully.
It's quite sad that in my mind, in the build-up to that, was the music of Martin McCutcheon. Perfect moment. This is my moment. This is my perfect.
Oh, Bully.
Which looks good, and he's in! And Huddersfield's John Dyson has won the match surely now. And nobody deserves it more than him.
Steve Sedgley and Robbie Keane both returned for the crucial cup decider with Wimbledon. A crowd of more than 25.
Everyone's favourite renegade, Steve Sedgley.
Let's not go there.
Possible smoker Keith Curl.
Vinnie Jones, wow.
Is this pre-Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels?
Yeah.
I think it must be, mustn't it? Only just, though. 98, 99, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, it was around that time.
You know, Vinnie Jones has done an album of songs. Because
I did not know that.
I was trying to find some for Wolves quiz I put together, and he's actually done a version of Woolly Bully.
No way. Brilliant.
Is it any good?
I mean, Tim is our music correspondent. I couldn't possibly comment.
I mean, the question is, if it isn't any good, who's going to tell him? No, Vinny sounds great. Sounds great in the booth here. No, we've got it in one take.
He got the inspiration for his famous "It's been emotional" line from this game, I think. Carl Robinson just turned to him at full time and said, "Vinny, it's been emotional."
What a goal by Dougie Freeman.
Brilliant.
So you think that's what Vinny drew on? You know, like great actors draw on life experiences to get the emotion in their things.
Thought about Carl Robinson at that moment.
He takes himself to the
There's a good job Mixu Patalainen was playing, because had it been Don Goodman, it would have been something chicken related.
What an assist, by the way.
Yeah, Mickey was superb that night. Look at this.
And Freeman taking on Perry here. Goes past his man.
He had it all to do. This is really slow motion.
Yeah, this is actual speed. It was a very different pace game back in the late 90s.
Very well. We battled with them. We didn't let our heads drop. And we scored the first goal.
What's that jumper all about?
It's another Wolves head. I think once the kit
part
had
of the range,
a big,
isn't it?
yeah, everything had to have a giant Wolves head on it that season. go big or go home. That was kind of the fashioned kind of model of the season.
So, like, if they did bring that back, what would be your thoughts now?
I mean, it was of its time, wasn't it? Really, I can't see Jota in that, to be honest.
I mean, it might be like a retro.
These days.
It might be retro cool. Yeah. I mean, that was the crucial thing with this shirt, was you had to have it untucked to complete the Wolves head.
Yeah,
Like,
Ryan Bennett wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's not a right. Yeah, Ryan Bennett would not enjoy this at all.
So, last season, the players had to wear these polo tops that had like a black kind of bottom third, and then black shorts. So if you tucked it in like Ryan Bennett does, it just looked like you pulled your shorts up to your nipples.
And love.
Peter and love.
Yeah, that's what I always think about when I hear.
Oh yeah, was that Ray Stubbs?
He plays for Coventry, and it's Peter and love.
Good ball in, Adebola there, and still is bobbling around. Adebola, it's in. And
That's embarrassing defending.
Oh, there's Chris Marsden that Tim doesn't like.
Just something about him.
Adebola's gone to the near post. O'Connor bursting forward. Is he brought down? It's a penalty.
No, ref, no. He barely touched him.
Good enough to beat Stow so easily.
Peter and love.
3-1 Just 12 and a half minutes left.
March begins with Wolves down to 9th place when Stoke City arrive at Molineux.
Who went up as champions this season?
Good question.
Does anyone remember?
Drill it into the box. 1-0. Oh.
You boys ever think? I'm going to look it up.
A bizarre
I'm going
goal
to see who
you
gets
will not
the...
wish to see. Dougie Friedman will get the credit for it.
Who have we played that's been good?
Really, I think there will be a large
Sheffield
interest
United,
in the
maybe?
Stoke defence there. Whittle stepped over it, wrong-footed Neville Southall. And the ball just rolled harmlessly into the back of the net. Freeman, I don't think
Middlesbrough. Did Middlesbrough do well this year?
There, but
they're in the Premier League, I think.
Oh, Ipswich, I'll say, Mikey.
Ipswich were 5th.
No.
Middlesbrough, I do apologise. They did get promoted, but they weren't title winners.
I accept your apology.
Welland Road for the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
Well, here we go.
Yes, here we go.
We'll come back to that.
I was at Ellen Road for this.
Great goal. Oh, were you?
Yeah,
Amazing.
what a night. What a finish.
Did you have to run the gauntlet afterwards?
Yeah, it was mad. Like the away coaches were, you had to go the length of Ellen Road basically outside, and Leeds fans were just piling out of the ground and just swinging punches into the ground. It was really brutal. So properly we got chased to the coaches. Me and my mate Chrissy Sharples.
That's why my dad wouldn't let me go to this one for that reason.
Yeah, it was brutal, but what a day though.
Well, I never forgave him. I'd have taken a beating to watch this game, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think it was one of those where we queued overnight. We queued overnight at the Molineux for tickets. It's a great goal. Oh, this was absolutely brilliant. One of the great away days for us.
Leeds are a great team as well. Just on the verge of Champions League football, weren't they back then?
Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd.
That's it. They were a great team.
Oh, this is Robbie Keane diving in, isn't it? Oh, Robbie.
And then immediately.
So this is right, Tim. You'll know this better than me, I think. This isn't Hans Sagers in goal.
This is Hans Sagers.
Yeah, signed on loan. Mickey Stahl must have been injured, I'm presuming. And
yeah, this
one of a number of players.
He hadn't played many games, had he?
Yeah, so him, Robbie Slater and Steve Claridge all kind of came in for the cup run, really, with the promotion challenge faltering. And then this was the last minute of the game, this was.
Yeah. Because the headline on the back of the Express was "You Need Hands" and a picture of him with... Yes.
Look, where's Keith Curl going in on Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank here? Yes, go on, Curly.
Well, really, it's been sparked through a fantastic save from Hans Sager. He really has been superb.
It's Kevin Muscat telling someone to calm down.
He's saying, "Don't worry, I'll have him in the car park later, don't worry."
Well, he's disappointed. He's dejected.
There's a great story about this game as well on Don Goodman, where he gets home and the next morning there's a knock on his front door, and it's the guy who ran a bike shop, and he just basically gave him a free mountain bike. He was like, I love you so much for getting us to a semi-final. Here's a bike, and apparently Don's still got it.
That's great.
Don was like, "Have you got any chicken tonight, though, mate?"
Yeah.
Thing is, I think Don said like he didn't really know the guy either. Like he didn't know how the guy knew where he lived.
Oh,
but he just went, "Do you know what? I love him so much. I'm going to give him a bike."
There you go. So hang on, Mickey's got his gloves on there.
Yeah. This is why Leeds fans hate Don Goodwin so much, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at it.
Bradford
It was a
lad as well.
great day. It was a great day.
I'm sure he told me he was a Leeds fan when he was younger.
I think he was, yeah.
Don was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big question now is, can Wolves get their promotion bid back on track?
No.
Steve Froggatt makes his comeback from London.
Spoiler alert.
There's Claridge. Oh, no, it's not Claridge. It's Robbie Keane. Sorry. Very different people.
It's all right. Yeah, the kit's so baggy and stuff. It's hard to tell who's who.
Yeah,
he's got
true, yeah.
He's got crutches under the other sleeve.
Flick on at the second attempt from Don Goodman, and Dougie Freedman battling away in the box there, and in the end it gets his reward, and the cross to Robbie Keane for the opener.
Yeah, the cup run sort of saved McGee's job, really, because they were a pretty impatient club at that time. You didn't get more than a couple of years to get the team in the Premier League.
Spent a lot of money, hadn't he, really?
Little appended by Kevin Muscat, and surely the referee will point to the spot. He has, and Crewe have the penalty. Smith against Sager. Sager saves it.
Sagers again.
Twice, and once
Safe
again.
hands.
Amazing.
And Sagers,
Amazing.
the hero last week in the FA Cup quarter-final against Leeds, and the hero again today.
With one eye on
Really
the
good to
forthcoming
see.
FA Cup semi-final, Wolves failed to shine at the county ground. In form, Hans Segers helps guarantee a point in a game that ended goalless. At Portman Road, new signing Steve Wright makes his debut, following his
Who?
on loan from Rangers. Meanwhile,
On loan from Radio 2. Who was that?
David Johnson giving Wolves the lead just a minute.
No way was that over the line.
Effort on the goal line.
This is the last game you want when you're preparing for an FA Cup semi-final, isn't it? A long trip to Ipswich away. No thanks.
Well, it's after this game that Mark McGee thinks, bit of Steve Claridge would do well coming in now.
Bit of Steve Claridge.
Just £100,000. Meanwhile, Neil
Snip.
Emblem
He
returned
did
from Crystal
nothing.
Palace for £1.25 million.
Oh,
Steve
yeah, of
Claridge
course.
arrives from Leicester for £400,000.
Oh my
Claridge
God,
and
so
Emblem
much
both
money.
start in the crucial Sunday showdown with Portsmouth.
Yeah, Claridge. I mean, but Bully was injured, I think. 'Cause remember, Bully wasn't 100% fit for the semi. Robbie Keane must
There you go,
have an
Claridge.
injury as well. And Claridge was just—he was a really good second-tier striker who always scored against Wolves.
So Neil Emblem they sold for nearly $2 million in August and got him back for an undisclosed fee in March.
Yeah.
He proper loves Wolves, by the way. I love Neil Emblem.
Yeah, he's great. He's good on Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Goodman, he used to climb better than any striker I've ever seen at Molineux.
He was in the air for hours there. He started jumping before the ball was kicked.
By the way, team who finished top. Any more guesses?
Did Blues go up that year? No.
Nope. 7th they were.
Charlton?
Charlton win the playoff final. It is Charlton.
Oh,
This is the year
Sunderland in the
Charlton
playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlton win the playoffs.
Yeah.
So who
Middlesbrough
goes
got the automatic.
Middlesbrough.
But we still don't know who are the champions.
Well, I do because I've googled it, but
Oh, right, okay. What a goal.
Yeah, that's incredible.
so just tell you,
Yes.
Nottingham Forest.
Forest go up as champions.
After a goalless draw,
Third day
across
back.
Did
Barnet
we just talk
next
over the
stop
goal
is
of the
Villa
season
Park,
there?
and double chasing Arsenal stand between Wolves and a
Oh,
place
this
in
is
the
it.
FA Cup final at Wembley for the first time in 30
Do you remember the
years.
coaches? I think there were about 100 coaches. They had to bring in Travel West Midlands buses as well because they'd run out of
Yes.
coaches. And then Sir Jack and Rachel Hale Flint waved everyone off from Molineux.
Yeah.
See, this is what I like. I just prefer semi-finals that aren't at Wembley.
Oh, the goal was early. Christopher Ray. I mean, who is he? I remember not only did he leave out Bull and Keane, he left out Dougie Friedman as well. Because I was sat in the corner and Dougie Friedman walked past me just before the start of the game.
There he is.
Get Bully on, you idiot.
Yeah, get Bully on, you idiot. It was.
We had a good period at the start of the second half, I remember. They were definitely rattled. What's this music about?
Feels a bit too upbeat for this moment.
It does, yeah.
Oh,
Was this Arsenal's unbeaten season?
No, they won the title this year, though. I think this is Wenger's first title season. They did the double. They beat
They did
Newcastle
the double
in the final.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, can you say your views on Mark McGee for this?
It's just he's never been forgiven. Oh, just shut up, you idiot! Sorry, it's all coming out now.
Yeah.
The only goal of that nature is really hard to bear. We weren't close enough to them in the first half, but we did in the second half get at them. We got closer to them, and we thought we might get something out of it. At least.
So, are there mitigating circumstances? We mentioned that Bully wasn't hugely
Just
fit.
to put Claridge in the team ahead of Bull and Keane and Dougie Friedman. You know, as Bully said recently to me, just give me an hour. Just give me an hour. I'll give you everything I've got, and then you can bring me off if I'm struggling.
Yeah.
But to start with Claridge and Robbie Slater and yeah, it was even though Arsenal won the league that year, it was felt that they could be got at, and we didn't do ourselves justice that day.
I remember it feeling like a massive anticlimax that day, and I think the early goal kind of against a team that good, it just felt like we were always chasing the game, but and like that.
Yeah, and they were so good defensively as well, weren't they?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So to concede in the 12th minute, it did feel like we were just always chasing after that. But
Christopher Ray did pretty much nothing else.
Oh, disgusting. Yeah, I think Ian Wright and Anelka must have both been out injured, I guess.
Though Christopher Ray's son, who is also called Christopher Ray,
amazing,
plays for Stratford.
Of course he does. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
You made that up?
No, it's true, honestly.
Christopher Ray Jr. plays for Stratford.
Yeah. because I did work on the local BBC doing a non-league show around there, and I swear I was like, hang on a minute, that's not right. He can't still be playing. It's like, no, it's his son.
Yeah, it was such a letdown, and I felt so sorry for Sir Jack as well, because Sir Jack loved the FA Cup. He would have rather Wolves won the FA Cup than won the Premier League.
See, I've heard you say that before, and it still baffles me.
It's just the romantic in him, I guess.
I was going to say he was a romantic.
And we could have beaten Newcastle in the final as well. That was Ruud Hullit's Newcastle, I think.
Well, Manchester City just trying to create a little bit of confusion here.
By blowing balloons across the pitch. Fuck. Oh, sorry. Bloody hell.
I mean, you're right.
Well, you hit that, didn't it?
Man City go down this year.
And then they sold us Robert Taylor. Cheers, lads.
Well, because obviously Wolves needed another striker. He was a poor man's Mixu Patalainen.
Where is Patalainen still with us at this point in the season?
I can't keep count of the amount of strikers that are at this club.
Johnson this time. Andy Johnson, who scored at Molyneux in a defeat for Nottingham Forest, makes the breakthrough here with the first goal.
I've kind of. Are we in the hunt for the playoffs here, or is it gone by this point?
We're not winning many games here. I think the cup run just took complete priority, didn't it?
Yeah,
they absolutely did.
They end up 9 points off. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Shortly to go on strike. Oh dear. Yeah, basically after that Portsmouth game at the end of March, it just completely falls apart for the rest of the season. Spoiler. This is like the only win.
It's it's kind of funny how you don't. I seem to remember, like, you don't realise how much a cup run is keeping the season afloat until it's ended, and then you suddenly go, oh God, there's nothing now.
We got Reading at home this week.
yeah. And like you can really cover up an average season with a decent cup run. It just feels like, oh, imagine if this is the year we do it, and then as soon as it stops, it's like, oh, bloody hell.
Well, you can see the crowds have started to dwindle.
Not in the Stan Cullis, mate. No. It really has.
Unbelievable. It was, 21 years to the next cup semi? 21, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is the whole thing, and it's like, it's the incredible thing of a good cup run is they're so rare. Like, well, I took my nephews to Wembley for the Watford game, and it broke their heart. Like, obviously there was, a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old crying their eyes out, and they turned to me and said, "But we'll be back to Wembley next season, won't we, Uncle Tom?" And I didn't want to be able to say to him, but like, I was like, it's probably going to be about 15 years, kids. It's like
well,
probably it.
What did you say though? Did you say yes?
I said, we might be kids. We might
it's like you have to though. It's like when Brian Moore asked Kevin Keegan if David Batty was going to score that penalty in the '98 game against Argentina, and he says yes, because you have to say yes.
You have to. I mean, I kind of had to try and. It's interesting, obviously, because like when you're a 6-year-old, Wolves fan at the moment, you're experiencing a lot of the good times. So it was a chance to kind of start to talk to him. On the walk back to the car, I kind of gave him a little talk about this is all part of football. This is all part of being a Wolves fan. We're not always going to be winning. You know, it's like, cause he is going to have to learn that at some point. It's like he's had it so good. So it was an important first step in the lessons of learning.
Did you not see the Bury game in this season?
Takes him into double figures, his 10th goal of the season, and with 5.5 minutes on the clock.
I mean, it is the thing of the semi-final this season was the first since 1981. So it is legitimately the way it's going. There is like a once a generation type thing.
Yeah. Oh, and Seegers. Everyone's forgotten about the penalty now at Leeds. It's like getting out of team.
He used to save those week in, week out.
Chasing. He's got support there. Nails there needed, and here he is. Hoists the ball into the danger zone.
Huge cross.
Oh, rather woolly goalkeeping there from Nixon.
Yeah, hit that.
Oh, lovely ball. Oh.
Atkins is in. His first goal, is it? Yes!
I'm guessing this Stockport team might be managed by Dave Jones, maybe? Future Wolves promotion winning manager?
Yeah, like when would he have gone to... Is that Paul Cook in their midfield, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Did he scored against Wolves earlier in the season and celebrated?
Yeah, we neglected to talk about it. I think we were doing the Chicken Tonight thing.
I mean, in fairness, people did celebrate against their old teams. I don't think it was a problem there, you know, in defence of Paul Cook.
Did you notice on that last goal, by the way, Don Goodman had run off the pitch and just stood there with his hands on his hips watching like a fan. I'm not going to come back on. I'm just going to enjoy this.
Chance here, maybe. Oh, it must be. It is. Brilliantly taken.
So good.
So good. World class.
It was obvious then. He was too good for Wolves as they were at the time.
And I said that to him when I bought him a drink in Atlantis.
But he was a genius. He was a little genius, and we all knew he was going to move on. So to then go to Coventry, it was so disappointing. It's like, if you're going to lose him to Man United, that's fair enough, but not Coventry.
Yeah, it was a real wound, wasn't it? It felt like he could have gone anywhere.
It's weird now as well when you think back, because what was it? 5-6 million, something like that. Was it less?
Million. I think it was still the most expensive teenager at the time. I think, but
yeah, it felt.
It doesn't sound like a lot now.
No. Again, Hans Sager's letting in penalties for fun these days.
Yeah, that's Kevin Cooper, isn't it? Future Wolves player.
Wolves 3, Stockport County 3, a remarkable scoreline.
So we've got a future Wolves manager, an ex-Wolves midfielder, and a future Wolves player all against us in this game.
What a team they had, eh? Stockport County.
I've got a wicked stuff. There was when it's slightly Wolves related, because when Paul Ince was manager of MK Dons and I was just starting out my reporting career, they were big rivals with Stockport to get promoted, and I think it was a guy called Jim Gannon.
Oh yeah,
who was manager of them, yeah. And it kind of kicked off on the touchline, and I just remember Jim Gannon pointing at Paul Ince and walking down towards the tunnel like, "Come on then, let's go!" Like mid-game.
Great.
You don't get that enough these days. I'd like to see Nuno offer more managers out, to be honest.
Warnock. It almost got there with Warnock, didn't it?
Thing is, no one would take on Nuno. Maybe Sean Dyche. Nigel Pearson, them three.
Fleming queuing up for the delivery. Madison again jumping up. It's the equaliser. It's Hamilton Rickard.
The season's final action is at Tranmere, a game that marks the end of his playing days for Merseyside legend John Aldridge. The Rovers player boss made certain of making it a day to remember with a match-winning display that began with a first-half penalty. 1-0 with 34 minutes gone. But Wolves were determined to have their say on the season's final day. And Don Goodman made it all square at the start of the second half.
Incredible. Who's that?
I think that's Mark Atkins, isn't it? What is he doing?
Follows the ball over the line, but it's Goodman's goal.
Wonderful.
Nonetheless, the day belonged to Aldridge. And fittingly, the former Ireland World Cup star signed off with a winning goal 15 minutes from time.
So that was it, boys. What did you think?
There
Well,
you
the
go.
wheels came off.
We finished
Really
below
did.
Stockport.
Blimey,
Bloody hell.
that's embarrassing. I mean, I didn't realise how well they were doing in the first half of the season. I'd forgotten about that. But it just goes to show you the cup just got in the way, and that was the story of the season.
Well, and also so many players, it felt like a real kind of shopping list of players coming in and going out. And
Yeah,
injuries.
there was no obvious plan, was there? Really?
No, that's it. And I think that's what McGee gets criticised for the most. I think you see.
Yeah, I think
'cause
they
they were
chopped and changed formation and
Yeah.
personnel a lot.
That's it. And there were good players there. Some really good players.
Expensive players.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe in his defence, there was a lot of injuries. Maybe it felt like
We're not ending this by defending Mark McGee. We are not doing it.
Okay, well, at least we can champion the strip and say we had a great strip, a great cup
strip.
run.
Chicken tonight. Send us any deliveries if you like.